The war in Ukraine has seen a plethora of vintage weaponry being used by both sides, everything from M1910 Maxims to TT pistols. One of the more surprising vintage weapons to turn up is the classic Swedish K. The Kulspruta-pistol M45, perhaps better known as the Carl Gustaf M45, has appeared in imagery from Ukraine numerous times over the past 2 years. The most likely origin of the venerable submachine guns is either Sweden itself, whose Home Guard ceased using it in 2007, or Estonia, which received a number of the weapons from Sweden and for a time issued them to their defence league. Manufactured by the Carl Gustaf Stad's Gevärsfaktori from 1945 through to the mid-1960s, the M45 is a standard blowback submachine gun chambered in 9x19. The initial version had a detachable magazine well that enabled the weapon to feed from either 36-round magazines or from larger capacity Suomi KP31 magazines. The later M45B variant permanently attached the magazine well, limiting the weapon to feeding from the standard 36-round box magazines. The M45B also incorporated a reinforced receiver end cap. The earliest sighting I found of a Swedish K in Ukraine dates to early March 2022, when a member of the Krim battalion posted a photograph of some of the weapons available to him: an AK-74, a suppressed Walther P99, an M7 bayonet, and a Carl Gustaf M45B. Another image of a Ukrainian serviceman with an M45 surfaced around the 23rd of March, but I've been unable to find the original source for the image, so we have little context for it. In early May, a photograph of an older member of the Ukrainian Armed Forces was shared on a number of sites. He sat in a vehicle with an M45B with a sling attached. In mid-May, another photograph of a M45B was posted by a member of the Krim Battalion, which is part of the International Legion. It's unclear if this photograph was posted by the same member of the battalion who shared a photograph of his weapons in March, but the wear marks on the gun appear to be quite similar. On the 10th of November, a daily update from the Ukrainian General Staff included a photograph of an individual holding an M45B with a sling, while the unit the individual belongs to wasn't stated in the post. Given the post's contents, he may have been assigned to a unit on the border with Belarus. Throughout most of 2023, sightings of M45s were relatively rare, but in mid-June, a member of the National Guard posted a short video of himself holding a Swedish K, as other members of his unit walked behind him. One of the passing men is also carrying a slung M45B. On the 28th of September, a Swedish volunteer posted a photograph holding an M45B he came across on the front line. He captioned the post, "Photo of when I found a mint-condition Swedish K with 39B ammo out close to the front. Just an awesome rare Swedish gun to see in use by a medic." This suggests that the photograph may have been taken earlier in the summer of 2023, and also that the M45Bs may be used by some medics. The mention of the Swedish 39B ammunition, which was specifically issued for use with the M45, is also interesting. Most notably, however, is the presence of the attachment assembly for an original Swedish spent cartridge case catcher bag. October saw the first video of a Swedish K being fired. A short clip was shared on Instagram showing an M45B being fired at a range, with what appears to be a red dot optic mounted forward on the perforated barrel shroud. It's not entirely clear how the red dot and riser have been attached to the shroud, perhaps by a pair of hose clamps. Several months later, on the 11th of December, a medic with the 12th Ukrainian National Guard Brigade, Azov, shared a photograph of himself holding an M45B. Later in December, a member of the 78th Separate Assault Regiment shared a photo on the 21st of December with the caption, "Lend-Lease again," perhaps referring to the weapon being transferred as aid. Behind him we can see several DP-27 light machine guns and some AK pattern rifles, suggesting that the photograph was taken in the unit's armoury. Interestingly, none of the M45s have the green paint finish which is used on some of the Swedish Armed Forces guns, but clearly they've been shipped with original slings and in one case a brass catcher attachment. Also, none of the guns in the imagery from Ukraine appear to have the end cap reinforcement, typically seen on the Swedish Army's M45Bs. While the guns have the M45B's fixed magazine well, they don't seem to have the characteristic pair of rivets and the hooked end cap. It's difficult to positively identify the variant in Ukraine, as the gun's markings aren't visible in any of the imagery. With little context for some of the imagery and relatively few sightings of the guns in Ukraine, it's difficult to pinpoint the types of unit which are receiving them, but it's conceivable that the guns are being disseminated amongst a number of different types of unit, including frontline elements of the Ukrainian National Guard, International Legion, and Army. Special thanks to some of the researchers and friends that helped with this video, including Weapons Illustrated, Cloud, and Ukraine Weapons Warfare. Head over to the accompanying article for this video at armorersbench.com to find links to all of their pages. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to support my work, please check out our Patreon page or sign up to the History of Weapons and War app. Links to both of those can be found in the description box below. Thanks again for watching. Catch you next time.